The trick in using KOLs, influencer marketing, right, is not to disrupt the influence.
Correct. It's almost like a puzzle, and then you're like seeing where all the different pieces fit lah.
As you keep moving forward in life, the pieces increase.
Sometimes they go missing also.
Sometimes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our next episode of the NexGen show. It is in this show that we talk to the young people in our industry and discover what are their passions, what are their dreams, and what are the mistakes they've made, or what it is about our industry that they really like. And today we have Ian Lingarajan, who is a copywriter, and I would like to welcome Ian to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very fascinated with your background in music. Before that, I just share a small story.
Right. Yeah.
I joined McCann Erickson 100 years ago, a long time ago. And we had an office party. So I took it upon myself to overdo myself. I was just a guy who made the coffee, then making about 250 ringgit a month. And I decided to take my guitar along. And I sang a song at the office party in a little house, my boss' house, But that little performance, so to speak, next day my boss called me and said, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Actually, he opened a lot of doors. So I can really relate, when you, from your music background, you also were a music teacher, right?
Yeah.
You're a music teacher. Tell us about that colorful part.
So, I started, while I was already studying music, I was already, playing gigs and things like that. Then as I was, towards the end of my studying already, then I realized, I need to find something a bit more stable, because the gigs weren't, it wasn't, a very sure thing, every week you will have one or two, that kind of thing. But then suddenly for 1 month, maybe you have no gigs, no one calls you, that kind of thing. So that's when I realized, okay, I need something a bit more stable. Then I got the opportunity to teach. Yeah. Then teaching, I don't know, I taught for about 5 years, I think. From 2015 to 2020. And then as we know what happened in 2020,
of course,
the MCO happened. And basically all the music schools were closed down. We tried to continue by, teaching online and things like that. But it wasn't really working out for me. So, that's when I realized, I need to try something new. And one of the teachers where I was teaching was already working in Fisherman. She was,
in an agency.
Yeah, she was a suit.
Okay.
Yeah. So she helped me a bit, connected me with Adam Miranda. And then I emailed him, we had a talk, and then he hired me.
Sure. So when you were teaching, were you teaching theory or instruments or
instruments?
Yes.
But let's say if they were taking exams, then I would teach theory as well.
I've known so many musicians that have come and gone in our business, in our country, who never really made it big. Yeah. They say, you get into music, you get the girls, but you don't get the money.
Pretty much.
So when you started in advertising,
Yeah.
what do you think about it?
Yeah, it was definitely eye-opening because I thought, all I'll be doing is, writing social media captions, things like that. But actually, no, very quickly I realized, actually, copywriters is, 20% writing only, 80% is research and coming up with ideas and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know about that part. So it was my first month for me was a crash course to really nail things down. What does a copywriter do and things like that.
So that was the first time you were actually asked to do some sort of structured writing.
Yeah.
So did you realize that there were a lot of words that you didn't know the correct spelling of.
That happened like later a bit.
I used to write in the beginning part and I said, hey, accommodation got 2M. I'm not sure,
Yeah. Same.
So in the beginning part, I was carrying a little dictionary or something,
I think autocorrect kind of ruined us a bit, like that part of the brain that knows the correct spellings.
Yeah.
And then another thing is UK or US spelling lah.
Yes. How has your experiences been working with the art directors and the people in your department?
I wouldn't say they have been bad. I think it's just more like the chemistry doesn't work out, Yeah. But I think I should be grateful because like most of the art people I've worked with, like we get along very well. We maybe after one or two brainstorms, then we already understand like how the other person thinks or like visualizes something, and But yeah, so far I haven't really had bad experiences with working with art people.
When there are personality conflicts, they play themselves out. So after a while, if somebody really cannot work with somebody, one of those people will leave. It's just like life.
Yeah.
This girlfriend didn't work out, so yeah.
But I have to say, my current partner lah, he's a senior art director. We complement each other very well. I'm an optimist and he's a pessimist. So like we really balance each other out lah whenever we're coming out with ideas. I tend to go big and then he will point out the holes, like this one cannot work, and then we come to that middle ground lah. So we have a system worked out already lah. So we work well together.
And is the boss happy?
Yeah, I would say so. Happy with our chemistry lah. Maybe not with the ideas, but happy with the chemistry.
Well, they used to say, it just takes a small team of people to make a change in the world. Yeah. You were saying that you spend a lot of time thinking. You were saying, copywriters don't just write, but they spend a lot of time with research and idea generation.
Yeah.
Tell us some experiences about some concepts you've developed without mentioning the brands.
So there is one, and it was also a collaboration with a KOL, quite a pretty big KOL, and through that experience, I actually got to write the script with this KOL, and yeah, that was quite a cool experience. And the ideas, it came from, I think we had two pretty solid ideas, and I'm trying to remember the process that we went through. Yeah, we came up with two ideas, and then presenting it, we had to present it to the KOL and the client at the same time, because basically the client would agree with the KOL. So
Yeah.
we had one that really fit the KOL and one that was like a bit more out there, a bit more sci-fi lah. And yeah, eventually we went for the one that fit the KOL's brand better lah.
The trick in using KOLs, influencer marketing, right, is not to disrupt the influence.
Correct. It's almost like a puzzle, and then you're like seeing where all the different pieces fit lah.
Life is a puzzle. Every day you have to.
Which shirt to wear today? Yeah.
Well, someone with a limited wardrobe like me, I have a real challenge in that sense. The other thing about life is that it is not a case of the same number of pieces are in the puzzle, where you just juggle it around. But as you keep moving forward in life, the pieces increase.
Sometimes they go missing also.
Sometimes. That's very interesting. Well, it's your job to find the pieces.
Yes.
Tell us about a dream client. If you were given a chance in Malaysia, you can mention names in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dream client.
If say for example now somebody said, Ian, would you like to work on this account? Say the client says lah. Which would be the one which attracts you?
Honestly, for me, it would be any of the video game companies. So we're talking Sony or Nintendo, so it would be cool. Or like even smaller lah, like Ubisoft, like all those gaming companies lah. Bethesda, like yeah, any one of them, I would be happy to be associated with it.
Why?
Because I'm very into video games.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I enjoy like large scale storytelling. Like I enjoy sinking like hundreds of hours into one particular game just to like, explore the writing as well, explore the plot.
Tell us about the writing.
So for me, I enjoy this genre called Japanese RPGs.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know, Japanese people have a very specific way of telling a story, very, very different way of telling a story, And it's interesting because growing up, we are, for me personally, it's like just a lot of Western stuff, Now okay we've got more. We've got like K-drama in the equation, right? Like it's more popular now. But yeah, growing up, I'm very familiar with the Western format of storytelling. And then eventually, I got into video games. I started trying out all these different Japanese games, but translated into English, obviously. But they told a story very differently. I don't know. Have you watched any kind of like Japanese movies or animes? Do you know
I'm
what
a fan
I'm
of
talking about?
Kurosawa.
Yeah?
Which is
Kurosawa, that's the... Okay. You see, like that alone is a very different way to tell a story that even the Westerners adopted, right?
Okay, Ian, let's break this down. This is very interesting.
Okay. Okay.
They have this intro to the plot. Then they have everything is going well and all that.
Correct.
And then there is a conflict.
Yeah.
And there's a resolution. And who saved the world?
Yeah.
Ending. That's like a Western theme.
That's a very Western.
Yes, correct. Yes,
correct. Whereas a Japanese one, I don't know. Like maybe it starts off already, you're confused. Like what's going on? What is this world? Usually it's like, it looks like Earth, but something is a bit wrong, It's very, okay, the way I feel that Japanese writers or artists or whatever, they approach their art, they usually like to start with I think they ask themselves, what if,
What if, yes.
So what if it's planet Earth, but something, and then they build the story around there, and then they imagine the entire universe To me, that's just amazing Like I cannot wrap my head around how to do that yet.
Actually, we can talk about this forever.
Yeah,
it's
I
very
think so.
absorbing, this topic. But very relevant to writers. Yeah? If you take, for example, Hindi movies, there is the opening, fantastic, everybody's happy. Then song comes in to reflect that,
Right.
And then the love, falling in love is very fast. It can happen in one song. They also have got this their own rhythm and cadence. How they fit the plots. And then when the conflict comes in and the music changes, they also have made entertainment into an art.
So it's interesting to see like how all these different regions have a different way to tell a story. Yeah.
It starts with the script, doesn't it? Even in music, right?
Yeah.
You write the lyrics first. More often than not.
Yeah, you have an idea
You have an idea.
Want to talk about. Yeah.
You may not have the exact words, but you will have a theme or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you will start to put the music together.
Actually, okay, this one might... Sometimes the guitar comes first.
True.
But it depends. It depends what's going around in the head.
Okay,
Yeah.
correct, you're right.
Sometimes it's poetry, and then actually this could be a cool song,
Yes. Sometimes it's a riff that makes it sound different and yet exciting and new, that you want to work backwards and fit into that.
Actually, I feel like I'm like that sometimes with ideas as well. Like I will have an interesting idea, then I'll think, okay, how do I fit the brand into this? What is the insight I can pakai over here, So yeah, that actually happens a lot.
A lot. Reverse engineering.
Reverse engineering, yeah.
It's been very interesting talking to you, Ian. And thank you for sharing. Like I said, we could go on and on about me being a writer myself, can feel where you're coming from and those challenges. working with KOLs and finding their voice for them. I mean, this is not easy, huh? This is really the new form of looking at writing and the art of putting the storytelling together. I also learned a little from our chat. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we've come to an interesting end of an interesting episode with Ian Lingarajan. And till our next episode, goodbye.